Reb Ford is here with a cavalcade of folks. How's it going, Reb?
Great. I'm really happy to be here. Grateful to be on the show with some very, very, very wonderful people.
Absolutely, yeah. We're glad you're here. Great to see you again. You're also returning champion. But who are all these people?
So, yeah, there's a lot. I brought a lot of friends.
Yeah.
There's a good reason, though. So if you don't know, we are part of the Warframe crew for Warframe 1999. I'm going to intro everyone one by one. If you're watching, these are people who lend their voices to Warframe. I'm sure you'll talk about it more because I'm actually sitting in a spot for someone that was late. I'm not going to say who, but I'm
It would be too embarrassing.
It would be far too embarraing.
For people.
Nothing could be worse than being late.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe wearing a.
Yeah, if you came dressed like an asshole, maybe. Yeah.
But if you don't know, so I work on Warframe, and I work with these lovely folks who have lent their voice to the 1999 update. So beside me is Melissa.
Hello.
Melissa voices Letty, aka Trinity, in our upcoming update, and then we have Treve. Hi, Treve.
Hey.
Treve is Quincy, and then we have Alpha, who you may have seen at our Tokyo Game Show stream, and then we have Kevin, who does Amir, and then we have Elsie, who does a villainous lady, so we can learn more about her, and then Amelia as well, joining us for another one of our Warframes. So these are all amazing actors who I have loved for a long time, and they all joined the.
Yeah, I mean, just before you go, what was it like assembling the crew, like assembling the Avengers here?
It was the luckiest year of my life.
Yeah.
So I heard, it was really cool. And I hope people have fun and get to meet these amazing, talented folks and learn more about their stories in the industry and where else they've, lent their talents and acting and stuff.
Yeah, I get the sense you don't get a crew like this together unless you're kind of a fan, right?
Yeah, so I was, So all is well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But I actually am taking up a seat for two people. So I feel
I think they're here. So if you want to.
Yeah, don't do anything I wouldn't do on this interview. So be good, everyone. But I guess I'll get out of the way for more people to come on in.
All right, come on in, fellas.
Okay. Yep. You guys have to get nice. And then this is Ben and Neil. Have fun.
It's Ben and Neil from work.
Thanks for joining us.
Pals. Good old colleagues and pals. Hello.
Hello. How would you all describe Neil? It's yearbook aesthetic, right? He looks like he's taking his yearbook photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Neil looks
fabulous.
Cool. Neil looks like valedictorian, sort of like top of the class, and I just look like cool guy, just like
cool guy.
Thanks.
You're very cool.
Yes. You're the cool guy behind the 7-Eleven called Dr. Midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a flammable type of tracksuit.
Yeah. I will go up in
Living
flames.
on the edge.
Yeah. Don't open flames and a no-go for me.
Yeah. And then how would we describe Ben? Fabulous as well, right?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Like a human Slurpee.
Yeah. For real.
Very
Goddamn
fresh
right.
princess.
There is nothing fresh or regal about that.
Can I say before
spoiled prince.
For anyone in the stream, it's like, Ben's I did not ask to be put in this. I was put in this. I arrived in normal clothes.
We do have security forcing you in that, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, we need to get someone in the tracksuit. And I was like, I'll go in the tracksuit.
That's the opposite of what you just said.
You can't box me.
But for the
I'm
record,
pretty sure that they didn't ask anybody else.
yeah, there were all different colors of tracksuits as well.
Yeah.
This.
I mean, this is the best color, though.
Yes.
Come on. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for being here. This is excellent. I'm glad we can make this happen. The vibe I get is that you all become friends when you do a job like this. Is that real, or is you just have to say that for the marketing? Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't met most of these people before today.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, most of the time we record solo, right?
Right, okay, that's what I was wondering. Is it like you're kind of off doing your own thing, doing your job, and then, so when you guys do get together, I'm sure there's war stories you could share, things like that, and that's fun?
Yeah, it's really refreshing to actually get to share the thing that we've been working on secretly for so long.
We don't usually get to do stuff like this, so this is amazing.
Yeah. Are you guys going to go out tonight and get the same tattoo, like on your ankles and stuff? Is that the plan?
We already did, yes.
Yeah, squad, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, fantastic. What was it like working on the game, Treve? You have any stories to share?
It was a great experience, I was in the studio. I wasn't working from home. Love working with the team.
He's mic'd.
But yeah, no, it was just in a quiet room shouting a lot of stuff, at the top of my lungs, destroying my voice at times. But it was good fun, especially bringing Quincy to life. The arrogant, confident, uber alpha, mercenary. So yeah, it was just good fun.
How about you?
It was fantastic. I got to work from home, and that was always fun. I didn't have to stretch too far. Letty's kind of just like a stoic, somebody who is absolutely no bullshit. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say worse than that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, absolutely no bullshit.
This is on the air. We're just doing it for us. Yeah.
Yes. So I can curse as much as I want, right? Okay, great.
What other swear words do you know?
So many. How many syllables do you know?
What's our favourite one?
No, but I loved it. I got to speak in English and Spanish and Nahuatl and a bunch of other things, and it meant a lot to me to be able to bring that forward. So yeah, it was great. It was great. Plus, I get to be mean to people, and who doesn't like that?
Yeah, and get paid to.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
We got paid.
We got paid.
All I got was this suit.
Yeah, that's the payment. Yeah. Absolutely. So I guess you guys have stories of like what led you to sort of this job. Were you guys always wanting to be voice actors? Is that something that you kind of fell into? How do you get this job in the first place?
I went to lunch.
I mean, who doesn't? Yeah.
No, I really fell into voice acting because, so my friend Yoshi, who is still my studio partner, he's awesome. I was going to lunch with him, and he was signed with one of the top agencies in LA, and he was, back in the day, you couldn't audition from home. You had to go into studio at your agency and then send out your audition.
So archaic.
Yes. So he was going to audition. I was like, oh, cool, can I come? Like, I've never done anything. And then he was auditioning for something Japanese. So I was like, oh, cool, can I read also? And then he talked to his agent on the spot, and I got signed.
It's amazing.
Yes, and that was Abrams. And since then, I've been around.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it, like from that point forward, it's like a lot easier to get it. I mean, I guess it was easy in the first place. It sounds like, yeah.
No, I just got very lucky. And I mean, I was in musical theater, so, you was used to using my voice and vocals. But just for this for this game in particular, I didn't have to yell or shout like he did. And I also wasn't mean to anyone like she was. I think like the word that would describe a character would be like merciful. That's like really comes to my mind. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. How about you, Kevin? How about you?
I mean, I'm a big nerd. I have like thousands of hours in my Steam library, and I play World of Warcraft to nauseating limits. So I sort of just decided I'm just going to dedicate every fiber of my being to this little tiny world, and I got insanely lucky at 16 points, and somehow I'm like sitting in front of cameras right now. I'm really not sure what happened.
Yeah, me neither.
I play a real weird competitive game of pretend.
Yeah, fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah. I mean, even just in the job. I mean, I sit in a box and yell into a microphone. It's like a magic world that I get to be a part of. It's wild.
I think it's something quite unique about digital. I'm getting serious now.
It's a serious
it doesn't
voice.
take this.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about the business. It's really unique about Digital Extremes, about how they have celebrated us and allowed us to put us forward for all of this stuff. It really isn't. I mean, obviously, I've done this a few times, but really, this
But this is the first time you've done it on behalf of a game, though. Like you put a game on your own.
Yeah. And
you just showed up.
I just wanted to get rid of them. Yeah. I had to disguise myself to get in this time.
That's why you're wearing it.
Yeah, it is. No one saw me.
Was he dressed like that last night?
He changes disguises every time.
I have great
chimney
range.
sweep last time. Yeah.
But they have. This is an incredible company who've put so much faith in us and are platforming us, which is so cool because I think actors in video games sometimes get not sidelined, but the game is the star, and that is rightly so because you would say that you don't buy video games for the actors, but there has been this beautiful thing of including us in the cycle of promotion and hype and saying, get excited about us as people and get excited about us as characters, because that's what this update is. It's, can you get invested in the Hex group? Can you get invested in these people who you now can romance? Let's get invested in these people because they support us, and it's been the most amazing experience to work with Reb and the rest of the team, and I can't say enough good things about Digital Extremes and the way they treat their actors and also their staff. It's incredible.
Yeah. Do you get the sense that like they think you're valuable to what they're doing, right? Like, and that's that helps.
Absolutely.
That's something you feel good about.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a collaborative experience anyway. And again, like Ben said, the game is the star, but then if you're putting actors in the starring roles of the game, it just adds to the entire experience, the immersive experience, but also people get invested and connect. That can't happen unless you are collaborating, unless you're having fun, because it's supposed to be a creative play,
Yeah, and then like you say collaborative, but it's also collaborative with the player, right? Because the player, like when they like a character, they like everything about the character, including the person doing the role, right? And they want to think about that person as much as they want to think about the character, or in some cases they do, right? Is that something you've experienced?
Yeah, I mean, I'm new to this world actually. I come from theatre and the screen, so I guess so. When you see online, there's a lot of there's some good.
A lot of people have very intense opinions about romances in games.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes
fan
sense,
art
right?
and
'Cause
stuff.
They're spending hundreds of hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The
it's
investment's
not
real.
just about you, the character. It's about what that period in time meant to them, what the issues that character goes through means to them personally. So the connections are very strong and very visceral. It's fascinating to watch.
Yeah, and you
time
kind
you
of
spend,
you want to lean into that as
Yeah,
well.
for
You want
sure.
to do them
To an
a real
extent.
service. It can get weird. I guess.
I've seen the fan art.
But that is the value, right? People build real relationships with these characters, and then, you can lean into it. Is that something you think, a company like Digital Extremes is showing, hey, people, we'll put them front and center. People care about this. Is this something like a roadmap for other studios going forward? You guys want to do more of this?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like a level of trust in us as people, and especially the casting that's happened it feels quite authentic, and it values what we bring to those roles rather than just going, do a silly voice, do it now, say the words.
Right.
It's valuing us and what we bring to the table, and we all get to play together now rather than separately.
Yeah. And when you guys are taking on roles in the future, do you feel like, okay, I got to be thinking about building my personal brand as well alongside of the work I'm doing? Is that something
That's you for thinking we have a choice in what we get to work. That's very sweet of you. I think often, we audition. We still audition.
Oh, of course.
And I think all of us, irrespective of success that you get, which is amazing, you're still a working actor. And I think it's important that people understand we don't get to always cherry pick what we want to do for our careers and things. If we're lucky, we get offered the opportunity to audition for interesting, exciting projects. Very occasionally, we might even be offered straight because people want to work with us on a particular project, particular role.
They have you in mind, yeah.
Yeah, but on the whole, we're all auditioning, man.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's great because we get a lot of opportunities, which is good.
Yeah, I think that it's like you find out your stories are like very famous people are like, no, they still have to take calls from people they find annoying and things like that. There's no level of like actually getting past all that stuff unless you're at the very tippy top, right?
It's always really refreshing when you see an actor on a red carpet and they go, "Why'd you take the role?" And they go, "The money."
Yeah.
Because it's the reason what drew you to the role. The amount of money you were going to give me is what drew me to the role. Because ultimately, that's what it is. It's a profession, but it's one that we're very, very lucky to be very passionate about. And actually, it's very, very, very cool. It's a very cool job, but it is a job.
Yes.
And I think that people seem to think that we have this luxury of just being like, I'm going to waltz into this role and do that. It's like, it really isn't. Sometimes it is just blind luck that you get something. I mean, me being a part of Warframe is so lucky, in the same way that like me being a part of Final Fantasy is so lucky. Everything is right place, right time. Obviously the preparation is incredibly important and being right for the part, but like the chance meeting of Reb, the chance discussions that we had, they're like talking about the things that we liked and then turning that into the opportunity to audition for the part. That was so many different steps that could have just gone either way. I could have been busy, I could have just not spoken to Reb, we could have never have even met, and then I wouldn't be here in this incredible suit talking to you now. and it's being aware of those opportunities, those kind of fluctuation points where you just go, okay, this is where my life can change, and it's being able to recognize those things and seize them when they're there.
The crazy thing is, like, everything you said, absolutely, but I've now acclimatized to the suit.
Yes.
And you were completely serious.
Yeah, no, this is like
with you on a deep side.
my mental image of Ben going forward.
I can see on the screen. I can see on the screen. My glasses are way too small for my face. Like, it's actually kind of like really, it's uncanny valley weird.
That wide Ben face, yeah, that's a problem. When
Pancake of a man.
like you said, like it's a job stuff. It's like all of it's a job, right? Because it's like even when you're not like working as a voice actor on a specific role, like you Ben, you're still out there like promoting yourself in other ways. I mean, not even promoting yourself, like building a brand, doing stuff online that you enjoy. But that seems to feed into it, right? It's all part of the job in a lot of ways, right?
I mean, it's how long you got when you're talking about like the idea of creating yourself, because people get obsessed with characters. People come to us because they like our characters. But in this industry, that's what they like. And it's about figuring out ways in which you can utilize the platform that you have to humanize yourself and make people invested in you as a person. And that is something that I have tried really hard to do, because actually I'm going like, I'm not this particular character. I am this person who I would like you to invest in, so that if there are other games, you can come to that. And it's a very difficult thing to do, because people want to, quite rightly, associate you solely with a particular character. I'm not saying I would ever shun the amazing roles that I have been associated with. That's really fucking cool. But also knowing that I want to not build the brand, but let people know who I am.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it's quite hard to do.
Well, it requires being brave, right, and honest about who you are, and doing a lot of self-analysis and going, okay, this is the stuff that I'm going to let you see about me, and
of course.
that bit's just for me. And knowing where to draw those lines, I think, is really important.
Yeah.
How long have all of you, like, who's been doing voice acting in video games for like more than 10 years?
Pizza delivery!
There it is!
Fine pizza!
You're late!
What?
It's free, right?
No.
Shit.
Venmo.
Okay, yeah, I got you right now.
Okay, cheese pizza. Here, plates for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, you're doing an Italian accent. Okay.
You know each other?
Yeah.
Well, that's real pizza.
It's real pizza.
Look at
You like a
that.
slice?
I am so confused.
All right.
Confused.
Chef Jan.
Just roll with that. Go with
Sometimes
it.
you just gotta let other people drive.
Wow.
Oh man, they cut it and everything. Look at that.
Oh, that smells so good.
Yeah, that's actually good stuff.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna lift up the
Thank
box
you.
and let you guys.
Sure. Thank you.
Move everybody.
I'm actually okay. I'm actually okay. Would you like some?
I'm just gonna have it to hold it. Because it
Yes.
smells, it's just gonna.
I'm going to chow down on this after.
There you go. Okay. Don't drop it on Treve, all right?
This is incredible
smell good.
content.
All right. So
Each time when people eat food and people just watch them eat food.
Mukbang?
yeah, mukbang. Welcome to our mukbang stream, everybody.
Oh, that's
Yeah, right there. ASMR that stuff.
Sleep to those.
Nothing happened.
That is free, but that will be on the OnlyFans as well later. So.
genius.
Yeah. So okay, who's been doing this for more than like 10 years?
1986, I started voicing.
Okay, fantastic. So, what are your most not embarrassing, but what is like an obscure role that like people would be surprised to learn
An
you did?
obscure role.
Or just like a weird one.
I can tell you an audition I didn't get.
I love this. Fantastic.
Singing STD.
Wait, you were going to play a singing STD?
Well, apparently not. I've never been so glad to
It's
not
like
get
gonorrhea, let me go.
I blanked that part out.
Okay.
Yeah,
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would like for a PSA or whatever?
Who knows at
Okay.
this point? This
Yeah.
is a long time ago.
I mean, you got the important
Yeah.
parts. You know, singing
I think
STD.
it was some sort of like at school teaching kids that
Sure.
things can happen.
How about you? Who would say like an obscure one that you did a long time ago, or even recently? Yeah.
No, like one of the first ones I ever did, I tried to make, I think I convinced them to do it. It was like Lego minifigures game, which doesn't exist anymore. They just, I'm pretty sure they can do pretty
Just
quickly.
evaporated in.
Yeah, I played a Brummy caveman. So from Birmingham in England.
Okay, so yeah.
Very specific.
Yeah,
you know.
so the caveman was just happened to be from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was all I could think of in the spur of the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. No, it's
So it was
perfect. I
Brummy
love that.
caveman.
Yeah.
It may have killed the game single-handedly.
I know. Probably, but let's not point fingers here. Yeah. How's the pizza?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll find out.
I'm hiding it behind you. I do have it, though.
It looks amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so Warframe 99. So you play Angry Alpha. You play Mean Girl. Ben, who do you play?
I play just a nice boy. He's just a nice guy. He's just a nice boy. Everyone likes him. Has a katana and an AK-47.
Who nicknames themselves?
He's called Nice Boy.
He's a little sad sometimes.
He's sometimes sad, but mostly nice. No, I play Arthur, who is the head of the Hex group, and he's an ex-military man. Hard as nails, hard to crack, but when you do, is that center soft inside. So yeah, it's fun. It's a cool guy.
How about you?
I play Victor, who is not very nice inside. He's very cold, clinical. I don't know if I can talk about this actually, man. Like Reb and I came upon a thing as we were doing a lot of the evil monologuing that we worked something out about him. I'm not entirely sure. Where's Reb? Because I need a thumbs up without going essentially. Well, whatever. There's something about
That's the whole story.
There's something about the character, which is the idea is that we thought he might be a really shit poet.
Oh, I love that.
So there's shit poetry in it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did she write it for you? You guys worked together on it?
Kind of a bit of mainly written, but it was kind of we discovered it together.
That's fantastic.
Did you write some poetry and then they go, "This is shit"? So maybe he's a shit.
I do have an awful lot of shit poetry. Which I have written.
Yeah.
I just didn't bring it in. Yeah. So, but he's an interesting character. He's very he's one of those people that is so rigid and so tense and so absolutely must be this way that he's very brittle as well. So it's kind of a fun character to play.
That sounds like the fun part of the job to me, being like riffing on ideas and coming up with something like, let's try that, and now it's in the game. Does that happen frequently?
In terms of what?
Like just like being able to like on the spot say, hey, we discovered this about the character, and now we're going to incorporate it.
Really depends on the situation, I think. I mean, obviously, it depends on the writing as well, and your relationship with the director, and et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it's not always that malleable, depending on what you need to be doing. Do you know what I mean? So, like some jobs, yes, you have a lot of freedom to explore, and they want you to discover. Other times, it's so critical that you can't do a huge amount of exploration, depending really on what you're doing. So it's a real mixed bag, depending on what you're doing and who you're working with, I would say. Yeah. There is usually a bit of room for it, though.
Sure. Yeah. How about your character?
Eleanor is Arthur's sister. We are siblings. You are unprepared for the sheer level of sibling bullshit that will be in this game.
Excellent.
They've got a really kind of close but slightly combative in that kind of sibling poking each other way, but she looks after him and tries to keep him on the straight and narrow. She might be ever so slightly more infected than other people in the group, and she has a big prehensile tongue that sometimes gets her into trouble. She can't talk, so she projects her.
We'll see it in the fan art for sure.
Yeah. Yes. That's art. But yeah, she's psyops, so she can get into people's minds. She can move things around that way and hear people's thoughts, which some people very much enjoy in this group, and some people don't.
Yes.
Yeah. This guy, flirty as hell. This one hates it. She's just waiting for me to turn. She can stomp me.
Shibya, yeah.
Yes.
How about you?
Yeah, very villainous. I love doing all that kind of stuff, but there's more layers to her, which is nice. It's always nice to have a villain that has layers to them, but doing the bombastic villain stuff is so awesome.
Sure.
It's so fun. I'm a huge fan of, Disney villains, and I've loved all that stuff my whole life. So any opportunity to play a character like this is absolutely amazing, and I hope that people like her. I mean, she has a claw for a hand, for goodness sake. She's just rad. She's awesome, and she smokes out of her gas mask. Like, can't get any cooler than that. I mean, they're all cool as hell.
Cool, yes.
Yeah, no, it's just been so amazingly fun. But yeah, there is some depth here as well, which has been very fun to explore.
Yeah.
Amir's a nerd. I didn't have to act too hard.
Nerd. He plays World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean, that universe's version, basically. I mean, he's a sweetheart. He's not really cut out for the apocalypse that he's going through. He's not quite like the rest of them. He's not built for the end game.
He's built different, but you parentheses negative.
Yeah, he's built different.
Yeah.
And he's silly, and he uses that kind of to deflect, but there is a vulnerability there, and he lets it through when he starts to become comfortable with, whoever he may be, and he's a very interesting character because there's something so exciting about like when the goober like gets serious, or when the goober kind of like breaks that facade, and there's a little bit of those real feelings that shine through. And I think that's what makes Amir such a fun character, is that he seems on the surface like a caricature, right? Like a golden retriever, but he's not quite that. That's sort of just the face.
That's the protective layer. Yeah.
It's to protect him from that. And you can even hear, even in the preview, he lets that go when he thinks that nobody is watching and asks for the hug, and it's he's a very sweet character, and he's a big old nerd, and that's fun.
That's good. Alpha?
Amir's growing on me right now.
Yeah, me too.
And I have a lot of lines with Amir, and you have given me insight on his character. Thank you.
It's not just all arguments about pizza.
No. So Aoi is Arthur's right-hand woman, sidekick. Yes. And she's the type of a character who is happy. She is like bubbly. She is jumping on her feet and loves music, loves 90s music. Yes. Loves singing online songs. And I actually do listen to the online music, the soundtrack. Yes, that. I was so happy to get that. Yes. It is so good. And just this really eternal optimist. But it doesn't always work well for her because, those gas mask signs where it says on the airplane says, make sure you put on your gas mask. Gas mask? No. your oxygen mask.
That's a hell of a plane.
You put it on your mask before you put it on somebody else. But she would do the opposite. She would actually put this on somebody else. She would feed the prisoners before eating herself. So that seems to be some of the reasons why they broke up.
Yeah, we used to be together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm sure we won't find anything else about that.
No, that's it, and that's the end of the story. Yeah.
We mentioned briefly, and then just move.
Yeah, and then we just move on. No, it's a very cool relationship, and actually, Alpha and I have been together since the beginning of this. Yours was the first voice that I heard when we did the demo that's in Whispers of the Wall.
In a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been really, really cool. And it's just been amazing to see how this team of misfits has kind of been built over that time. And we've known about these characters, and it's amazing just to hear them one by one come in and go, God, that's exactly how I imagined they'd sound. And I remember the thrill of seeing the TennoCon demo and being like, yeah, there's that moment where they all line up and they're ready to go. And, it's like we're going on the bikes, and there's that, they go down the road, and then you've got like Amir running beside. It's just cool. And it's just cool because these are Warframes that everyone knows. They've been there for 12 years now.
Look down. Okay. Yeah.
It's not the N64.
12 years now.
Live.
He wants you to hold it down.
Sorry, so sorry. They've been together for 12 years now, and 12 years now. 12. We got that. Together? 12 years. And it's just cool that we've put like faces to these characters that people know and love, and it's a huge responsibility for us to do it. It's quite nerve-wracking that people are letting us do it, but hopefully we can bring some life to these Warframes that people know and love and have known them for 12 years now.
Okay, speaking of 12 years now, when you are all doing these roles, video games take a long time. You guys probably work on these things, and then do you just not hear anything about it for years?
You can book something, and it could be like 2 years before. Sometimes we don't even know what it is until it comes out. So it can
What's
be
that
pretty,
like?
It's not fun.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking,
when it comes out, it's cool. If it even gets made.
Right,
sometimes it doesn't even get made, which sucks. But when it happens quite more often than people think. Actually, like that's the most frustrating part is that we kind of like want to talk about what we've done so bad, and then it doesn't come out, and then it's like I'm working, I swear. So it all just turns into like a whole thing. But it's a very interesting industry, but it's amazing, and that's why we love it.
It would be different for film and television, where like maybe it's a little bit shorter of a lead time.
There's so much more tech that goes into a video game, because especially when you get branching narratives, different plot paths, like there's a lot of tech that goes into that.
And things change as well. This is the thing. Like I've done stuff where they come back and they're like, "Oh, we've rewritten it all," and it's like, "Oh, okay, like, it's very, very."
Because I mean, at the end, the story's got to serve the game, right? So they a lot of times have to end up changing things. Neil, you mentioned that you and Reb came up with that idea. Is that common where, because she's game director now, is that who's usually with you all when you are recording lines for a video game, the director of the game? Or is there like a step down where it's like, oh no, that's the dialect director, I don't know. Like, what's it like normally? Is it normally someone like Reb from the game?
Often, like on the volume or in the booth, you're going to have a performance director. Sometimes you might have the game director or narrative lead or narrative director alongside. You may have them on call. They may just be listening in silently, just offering in every now and again. It really depends. Depends on the team, depends how people historically want to create that makeup, and also what's best for the actual session. Often these days, which is great, you have people that are dedicated performance directors.
Right.
Because obviously there's a certain language working with an actor, how to get the best of them, how to transmit ideas and how to translate ideas to them and back from them, etc., etc. So I got to work with Reb. I got to work with a guy called Cam last time with Fibonacci, who was great. But Reb and I worked on this one together. I think most of you guys worked together with Reb. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
And obviously Reb knows the game so intimately, and is in such a key position of the game that it was really nice to be able to have somebody instantly tapped into it like that. It was really fun.
It was really nice as well to have writers in the sessions.
Oh,
I
sure,
don't
I
know
can
if you,
imagine,
because that way you have so much more freedom to go, you know what, that line is not quite flowing. Can I rephrase it? Or could I just try swearing at him like this and see how it goes? Like, we got to mess around with things and really find the heart of the character.
I had a really...
We ended up rewriting a lot.
Mine too.
Especially for me as well, because Quincy's from London, and he speaks in MLE, which is multicultural English. So he uses slang and patois, Jamaican patois, as well. So it's a team effort, but sometimes your experience can only inform what you say. So grateful that there was that freedom to kind of put your spin on it and make it really specific to your experience.
It makes them so much more unique, right?
Yeah. I love getting to do that as well with Letty, also throwing in some Spanish slang that only I grew up with in South Texas and stuff like that people from there are gonna go, that I know exactly where that comes from, and that made me happy too. And I got to kind of evolve Letty as well from the mean girl into someone who I think, like, she's the medic. She's someone who, despite having claws, like, actually genuinely cares, and I got to kind of bring that forward in my recording for her as well, show her softer side, and actually it was kind of fun tackling going from the mean girl to a romanceable character to someone who lets their guard down, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I'm sure it's a situation where when you do get to collaborate like that, it's fantastic. But if it's like, no, you're going to do what the lines that's written, like, you're there to serve them, right?
Yes.
So like, you're going to do the job. But, it is fun to stretch your legs creatively, I'm sure, yeah? Yeah.
You end up with a better end product.
Yeah, you think so, yeah.
Because then you're all playing together.
Yeah.
It's not just a writer doing their thing and giving you the script and you do that and then go away. It's everybody gets to make something that's greater than the sum of its parts.
Right, and it's like, I mean, you are putting your voice in the character. It helps if you get to put something more in there, right? People are trying to buy into the performance, I'm sure,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, because video games aren't very malleable as people think for a lot of them. So being able to actually have some freedom is pretty amazing.
Right, that goes back to the tech being taken so long, being so expensive, so rigid. Like,
sometimes it's as layered as like, oh, we need this emotion with this intonation, and it needs to be 0.4 seconds exactly.
exactly.
No clip onto
I'll tone that in. I'll do all of those things. Let me do a backflip.
It sounds like trying to get a golf swing exactly right. Like, there's 50 things happening. You got to do it perfect every time.
And it needs to be this exactly.
Yes.
You gotta nail the timing.
Yeah. like you mentioned the volume. That's performance capture, right? That's like that's not what happened here, right? This was booth.
Yeah, this is voice work.
Voice work. Okay. Yeah, what is the performance capture like these days? Is that like a constantly changing medium, or is it like
it changes what you film?
Okay, so yeah,
the text
again,
moving
probably
so
every technology's
fast.
different. Like everyone's got different stuff.
Yeah.
So
I will say it's getting smaller and less clunky than it used to be.
the things you're wearing,
The
maybe?
mocap, yeah, the mocap suits. You have your helmet. I think you've seen things with the big arm that comes forward, and you've got the facial capture.
The facial cam.
Yeah, a lot of that now can either be eliminated or moved aside, and then you've got smaller lav mics, so everything is just getting smaller and less intrusive, which is pretty awesome, because then you can do a lot more things with groups at the same time as well for mocap. Yeah, it's great.
I think I saw the video of that from like Resident Evil, where they had all the cast together working around each other, and that was really amazing to see. It's like, is that how it is for everything? Doesn't seem like it, but
No.
yeah. So in performance capture, it is capturing like all the little details, and they just filter that into the character. Is that how that works?
Kind of, yeah. It's sort of like voice booth voice, film face, and stage body, so that you can communicate effectively what you're going through, I guess, at a range of different distances and close-ups and stuff. But it's always really interesting to see which actors can do that if they come from a film background. You've taken a bunch of their toys away. Like they haven't got their own face or a costume on, and they're in a very unflattering, most of the time, skin tight suit.
And it's like the sterile
so
room,
you can
right?
never tell who's going to freeze up and who's going to feel incredibly free. Like coming from a mainly voice background, from my side of things, like it's incredibly freeing to get your body back.
Yeah, how do you get like used to it, accustomed to it? How you like sort of settle down and just start going?
I didn't need to.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, I've got arms. This is great.
That's fantastic. All right, so Game Awards tomorrow night. Like any favorites to win? Any favorite games you played this year from a couple years ago? You guys have some favorites out there?
Metaphor Refantasio, because I'm in it and I'm biased, so I'm rooting for them. No, it's amazing to just actually be there, to be honest, because I watch it every year, and the fact that we've got this opportunity to actually be present at the show is so incredible. So I'm super excited.
Yep. And
Baldur's Gate 3.
Again.
I think it's got a chance. Yeah, do it again. Boy, everyone really loves Metaphor, though. Yeah, it's really kind of.
That's great.
Yeah, for sure. Any like Astrobot, Balatro, anything like that?
Don't you play that?
Yeah.
I really believe that Ben was the voice of Astrobot.
I know he won't admit it, right? But
No,
I did a stupid video where I said I was the voice of Astrobot, and I'm not the voice of Astrobot. But someone tweeted me saying this is really irresponsible. Whenever Ben Starr gets a role, he always makes a sex joke about it, and I'm going, I'm not the voice of Astrobot.
The stuff he's saying in this video is absolute filth. By the way. There's no way that
It's
would have made
low-hanging
it past.
fruit, and I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to get it.
No, I was going to congratulate you yesterday, and then I actually rewatched the tweet and then noticed that it was.
I'm not actually Astrobot.
But you'll do it at parties, right? You'll do the trick.
I'll give you Astrobot at parties.
All right, I don't want to ask anyone to do voices except for you.
For those who don't know, I open with the line, "Hi, I'm Astrobot, short for Astrobottom, but you can just call me Ass."
Sounds
It's just quality content that you can get on my hashtag Twitter.
I know Brad will probably do this on the next one. What's the details on Warframe 1999? When's it coming out? When should
You're not allowed to say. Please tune in to the Game Awards tomorrow.
That was sneaky.
Very
Sometimes I get
sneaky.
him. Sometimes I get him, Tree.
You really almost got me.
Don't you
I'm
dare.
not very smart. I fully believe. I was like, yeah, I'll tell you.
This is what we're supposed to do.
You said it so quickly. You said it so quick. And
Listen, I don't know your guys' plans. I'm like, I'll just ask him a question about it. Y'all gonna be up on the stage tomorrow, or what's the no?
I think so.
Not.
Oh, I hope not. We don't know.
I don't know.
I'm the one telling you. Guess what? Yeah.
Rev's going up, right? No?
What's that?
I think Rev's going up.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I got a thumbs up. Yes.
Oh.
They're like, come up here. We'll be like, no.
She's not listening. She can't hear this. She's terrible, right, Rev? Come on, Nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah. Ben's been beaten down. You could tell. Absolutely.
I hate her. She also, so we had a little press event today. She plays the bass.
So well.
Did you know that?
Shades on, just rocking out.
Those commercials of like the most interesting man in the world. Is she the most interesting person in video games?
Yes.
It's unfair at this point.
Infuriatingly talented.
Yeah.
Well, in what environment was she playing the bass? Did she just went up and started
In a band.
Yeah.
In a band.
In the Warframe band.
In a
Did the
Warframe
speech
band.
and just went and started playing the bass. So I have to go play the bass now. And then she did it, and it was flawless, amazing.
I feel like she could beat up anyone at this party.
Basically, crap out of it.
Yeah,
I
totally.
wanted to make a joke about it, but like it was real, and I don't want it to be misconstrued because it actually happened.
Well, what kind of music were they playing? Just rock?
Rock.
Soundtrack to
Grungy.
Warframe 1999.
Yeah.
So Matt
Very
Chalmers and the Warframe band were playing 5 songs from the soundtrack. And the crazy thing about Matt, who's the composer, he obviously composed all of the music, which is all the grunge stuff, and he also composed all the online boy band stuff. It's insane the range of that man.
Yeah, that's
so
incredible.
Catchy.
Yeah, it's so
annoyingly catchy.
And it kind of like, it really encapsulates the different, the different styles that were there in 1999, those two different worlds. And he'd, get you a guy who can do both. It's just incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. I think that is going to do it for this panel. Thank you all so much. It was excellent to talk to you. Looking forward to Warframe 1999. Hope you guys all have a good Game Awards. Good rest of your week here in LA. We're going to be right back after this. A few more panels left tonight on the couch here at GB at Night Live with me. See y'all soon.